My friends, it's the 10th of October 2021 and I'm on my way to Arth-Goldau from Luzern for one of the more exclusive panoramic train journeys you can make in Switzerland, the Gotthard Panorama Express. Thank you for joining me in this trip and let's begin our journey. The Gotthard Panorama Express starts at Arth-Goldau, a town just south of Zurich, and travels to Lugano in the Ticino region of southern Switzerland. The train is part of a sightseeing tour starting by boat in Luzern and takes the old Gotthard Railway to travel across the Alps. Express train no longer takes this road, but local trains still do. While the train is being pulled in backwards at the station, you'll notice that there aren't many passengers boarding at Arth-Goldau. It is because most will board later on at Fluelen, coming from the boat. The train uses special panoramic coaches built in the 90s and consists only of first-class coaches, making this trip a little bit more exclusive than the other panoramic train journeys you can do in Swiss. The ride to Lugano will take 3 hours and 15 minutes, and contrary to other touristic train journeys in this country, you will have a host who will act as your tour guide explaining all the sights you come across during the trip. Once at your seat, you'll find some goodies waiting for you at the table. Snacks and drinks are also up for order if you want, but you can also take your own food and drinks on board, of course. So far, the trip has been very good. The service on board is fantastic. I'm really looking forward to the journey through the Gotthard Pass. After just a short ride, we arrive at Fluelen, where we meet up with the boat passengers, and from here on out, the journey really starts. The first point of interest is the small town of Wassen and its church. Because the train has to overcome a steep climb, you will pass by this village from 3 different angles and of course, seeing the same church 3 times. We are now going through the Alps in the Gotthard Tunnel. It is impressive to think that this tunnel was completed in 1882. Suddenly, a trip across the Alps was done in minutes instead of a whole day. Once outside, we reached the Italian-speaking part of Switzerland at the town of Airolo. One thing I have to say is that the host is absolutely fantastic. He speaks to us in German, French and English and informs us about all the interesting things you can see during the ride in a very entertaining way. While the train starts to descend, let's have a walk on board. A little more info on this train. The Gotthard Panorama Express runs yearly from April to October. The panorama coaches you ride on were originally built for the Eurocity service from Swiss to other European countries. But due to the rise of high-speed trains and the decline of the classic long-distance trains, they are now being used on only 2 Eurocity trains, domestic ones, and for sightseeing purpose. You'll find a link to the Gotthard Panorama Express page of the Swiss Federal Railway website in the description below. So the train is kinda crowded, or at least in the coach where I am, so I decided to move to the second class coach, where you can open the windows for a better view and take better pictures, of course. In this coach, you'll find the statue of the man who built the Gotthard Tunnel, engineer Louis Favre. Unfortunately, he couldn't witness the completion of his project as he died in 1879 of a heart attack while inspecting the tunnel. Here you see a unique feature of the Gotthard Railway. Just like at the town of Vossen, we will descend along the same spot of the road on different heights. In just a few minutes, we will be riding the tracks you can see below you. I forgot to tell about the goodies you get while on board, so let's do it now from a hotel room in Lugano. The goodies you get are chocolate. 2 of them actually. This nice little pen that is branded Gotthard Panorama Express, and it's not a cheap one, it's made out of metal, so it's a little bit heavy. That's always a good sign. It's at least a decent one, let's say that. Next up, free postcards. And the best thing about them is, on the back, they already have a post stamp on it. So you can send them for free to your friends and family. And the last thing you get is this information leaflet, where you can find some attractions you can do in the Ticino region, which is the Italian speaking part of Switzerland. But the most interesting part is in the middle of the book, where you can fold it out and you see the complete route of the Gotthard Panorama Express, including all the sights you can see during the ride. So that's about it about the goodies. Let's go back to the train. We have now reached the city of Bellinzona, and it is just a short ride before we arrive at our terminal stop Lugano. So let's now have a talk about the trip itself. Is it worth it? The train trip costs you 93 Swiss francs for the basic fare and 16 francs for the seat reservation, making it a total of 109 francs for the trip, or roughly 100 euros. That's quite steep, but if you are using an Interrail or Euro Pass, just like me, and it's valid for first class, then you only need the seat reservation of 16 francs. In my opinion, it is worth if you want to travel to the region of Ticino anyways and want to do it on a special way. Although the route is beautiful, there are more spectacular railways in Swiss, so don't go out of your way to do just this trip. You can also choose to do this trip by normal interregional trains that connects Basel and Zurich with Locarno, especially if you just have a standard second class ticket, because the Gotthard Panorama Express is exclusively for first class passengers. That being said, in a different perspective, if you consider that you only pay 16 francs more for the free goodies and a fantastic host, then it is absolutely value for money, as you have to pay the 93 francs for the regular train ticket anyways. Once you arrive at Lugano, be sure to walk out to the front of the station for an amazing view of the city while the sun is setting. I mean, just take a look at this. There's no better way to arrive in Lugano. And that was the ride with the Gotthard Panorama Express. Hope you enjoyed the ride, and thank you so much for coming along. Take care guys, and we'll see each other in the next video.